I'm Doug Karsch at Yost Ice Arena, and this is Inside Michigan Hockey. The Wolverines coming down the stretch run, hoping to get back into the league championship hunt. They're going to need some help. Coming off a weekend that saw them take a 2-0 lead on Friday night at Michigan State, only to see it slip away and drop the opener 3-2. Then in overtime, same score, the Wolverines get the win on a Kevin Lynch goal on Saturday night at the Joe.
It was actually, a great moment because, I was having kind of a tough game. I was battling, slipped my finger open in warm-ups, trying to get some ice off my skate, and I was battling through that, and then, I wasn't having any great games. That kind of made it a little bit better.
Michigan remains in third place in the CCHA, 6 points behind league-leading Ferris State with just 4 games remaining in the regular season. The Wolverines host Northern Michigan this weekend. The Wildcats are in a 7th place tie in the CCHA standings, but trail Michigan by just 5 points.
It's obviously a huge weekend, 2 big games, 6 huge points. And we can't control what other teams are doing, but we have to control what we can do, and that's to try to get 2 wins this weekend and 2 the following. Obviously, we want to do the best we can in the league, and that starts this weekend.
These teams met in Marquette back in October. Northern won on Friday night 5-3, and the teams tied Saturday night with Michigan earning the extra point due to a shootout win. The team's only shootout victory in 4 chances this season. And we're joined right now by the head coach of the Wolverines, Red Berenson, coming off the split with Michigan State. And let's just start with the fact that guys like Trias and Lynch, they've really stepped it up and had some huge goals for you this weekend.
Well, no question, Doug. And remember the start of the year, we talked about if our team was going to do well, we knew our seniors would be good, but we needed our juniors to step up. And starting with A.J. Trias and Chris Brown, obviously, and Brownie's been doing it. And then Kevin Lynch. And Kevin's been kind of a streaky scorer, but right now he's in a good streak.
And he's got Michigan State's number, the big goal in the GLI to force overtime. Then Friday night, very strong on the puck. And Saturday night, the game winner in overtime.
No question. And some players just have that. I mean, they have a favorite team they seem to play their best against. And whether it's bragging rights in Michigan with your buddies or whatever, but it seems like it's Michigan kids that will play well against our rivals here.
I know that if I want to see Red Berenson mad, watch a postgame after your team has blown a lead. And that's what happened on Friday night. And it was the penalties that got you in trouble. Watching on mgoblue.com, I knew you were not happy.
Well, no, there's no way I was happy. That we started off, we had a pretty good game going, Doug, in the first period. Second period, we take a 2-0 lead. And they come back 2-1, but we're in a good position going in the third. First shift in the third period, there's a penalty call that most people wouldn't call a penalty, but they called it, and we did not kill it. And sure enough, they called another one, and they scored on that, and the whole game turned on those 2 penalties in the third period. And so that was disappointing. We've talked about our penalty killing being really good. Well, it wasn't good enough. And whether the penalties should have been called or not, we weren't able to kill them.
Did you feel like you got the message across to your team about playing with a lead and all that going into Saturday's game?
Well, I thought our whole game had to be jacked up, Doug. I mean, we couldn't take unnecessary penalties. I mean, you have to trust the referees are going to do a better job, but our team needed to do a better job. And whether it was the penalty killing or whether it was the coming out of our own zone or forechecking or putting our chances in. Remember, we missed a breakaway. We missed some point-blank chances in that game. So I thought our team had to play less tentative, and then we did on Saturday.
On Saturday, Trias gives you 2 goals against Michigan State, and the first one was the culmination of a great passing play, and the second one was just a pinpoint shot.
Well, it was, and those are the kind of plays that, and A.J. scored a nice goal up at East Lansing, too, on Friday night, but he's just hot right now, and his shots are going in, and they were huge. I mean, these games have all been 1-goal games, Doug. And so every goal is precious, whether it's for or against. But A.J.'s been our leader up front right now, and good for him.
Well, he certainly has. In fact, Trias has 6 goals in the last 5 games for the Wolverines.
It's hard for me to explain why things are going in, and I don't feel like I'm skating any harder. I try to bring the same game every weekend. So I think that just a little bit of luck, and then my teammates are putting me in some good positions to score some goals.
Trias has already found the net 14 times in 29 games this season, compared to 9 goals in 42 games his sophomore year.
I've kind of struggled the past few years of, getting points, getting goals and stuff like that, and now I'm kind of starting to get on a roll here. So it's good to, you know, kind of have a purpose on this team and feel like you've made an impact on the game, and especially in those games at the Joe when, you know, a lot of people are watching, and you know, that's where I played growing up, so that's kind of special to me to get goals in big games like that, and you know, games against State, Miami, you know, our rivals in this league, so it's special.
By the way, that shootout victory against Northern Michigan in October, AJ scored the deciding goal.
I scored a goal in the shootout there, and ever since then I haven't been able to control the puck on the shootout. But Northern's a good team, and I know they're going to bring it, and they're probably a different team than they were when we played them a couple months ago.
And the Wolverines got a split in that series with a loss and a shootout win. And let's talk a little about what you remember from Northern last time around.
Well, I remember their power play was very good, Doug. I remember their seniors were their best players, and their goalie played well. We had to bounce back on the Saturday night to get a shootout win. I remember AJ scoring the shootout winner on a great shot, and I remember Sean Hunwick being thrown out of the game the night before. So, you know, a lot of things happened up there at Northern, but it seems like a year ago because it was in October.
You have a game this weekend. You're looking at the standings. You're looking up at Ferris. You're down 6 points with 2 weeks left. You're battling trying to get into the league championship hunt. They're battling for home ice in the first round of the playoffs. So there's a lot on the line this week.
Oh, there's no question. And if you look at the standings in our league, everyone is battling for something. And I think there's 5 points separate 7 teams. And if you can get 6 points on a weekend, you could literally move from 7th up to 2nd, or not first, but 2nd. And that's how close it is. So every game is vital.
What about Ferris? Do you think you can reel them in the last couple of weeks?
Well, we don't play them, Doug. I mean, that's we've got to take care of our games. And right now we're focused on Friday night against Northern. We've got to have a good game that night.
You got a lot of scoring this weekend from a couple of guys. Do you feel like this team hasn't really had everybody clicking just yet?
No question. I think we can be better. I think we can be better with the puck. We can be better without the puck. We can be better on special teams.
Coach, thanks for your time.
Yep, thank you.
The final regular season home series takes place this weekend against Northern, which means it's senior night on Saturday.
You're just gonna miss the, being in the locker room with all the guys. In college, you're with the same guys for 3-4 years. So I'm gonna miss the, the connections I have with the junior class, and then even the sophomore and freshman, the guys I haven't played with as much. I'm gonna miss them, but it's a part of the process, and everyone has to move on.
Now that you're leaving, what wise words do you leave for the underclassmen?
Just appreciate everything you can, take everything in, and do everything without any regrets, and just make the best of every moment.
Do you have any regrets leaving here?
Not one.
And that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Michigan Hockey. Don't forget, immediately following the games Friday and Saturday night here at Yost, Michigan and Northern highlights will be uploaded here on mgoblue.com. Post-game reaction as well. We'll talk to you next week here on Inside Michigan Hockey. So long.